Hi there. Today I'll be going over the process that I use to create a pen. Almost all of our pen styles are created the same way. They start from the center out. We'll take a wood blank, cut it to length on the bandsaw, and then drill a hole through it on the drill press. We'll glue in the brass tube, and once that's dry, we'll trim the ends flush. Next, we'll put it on the lathe to turn round, then sand and finish. Finally, we'll put all the pieces together and assemble the pen. Let's get started. First, let's go to the bandsaw. Using the brass tube as a guide, I set the stop on the gauge to about 3/16 of an inch longer than the tube, and I cut the blank to length. Onto the drill press. I place the blank in a centering jig and drill a 3/8 inch hole through the blank. Now I need to glue the tube into the blank. I use a medium thickness super glue. Make sure there's the same gap at both ends. I'll come back to it in about half an hour. Through the power of video editing, the glue is now dry. The next step is to trim the ends at the drill press. With a special trimming tool, I remove wood until I can see the shiny end of the brass tube. I'll flip the blank over and do the same to the other end. Now it's finally time to mount it on the lathe. First I place a pen mandrel in the headstock. Then I slide on a bushing specifically made for this type of pen. Next comes the blank, and then the corresponding bushing for the other end of the pen. The tailstock comes up just to add a little bit of pressure. Now, the bushings serve an important purpose. They ensure that when the pen is turned to the same diameter as the bushing, the pen body and the hardware will transition smoothly. Should be good to go with some safety gear. With everything ready to go, let's get turning. I'll start with a round carbide cutter. Now that the blank is close to the right diameter, I'll switch to sandpaper. I'll sand to 500 grit before starting on the finish. All right, that's sanded. Let's move on to finish. A cyanoacrylate finish is laid down in thin layers, then sanded and polished to a glassy sheen. All right, that is a dozen thin coats. Let's hit that with 1500 grit and see if any small holes appear. Okay, there's a few bright speckles. Let me put another couple coats of cyanoacrylate on, see if that takes care of it. That looks good. Ready to polish. Once off the lathe, I carefully trim the ends of the blank and sand them flat. With all the pieces in hand, I use a press to fit the pieces together. And there you have it, a finished pen. Don't forget to visit our Etsy store to see this and other pens. Thanks for watching.